G'day everyone. Barkarati is now brought to you by Disruptor Marine Marketing, using AI to help your marine business grow. And our friends at Radix Nutrition, the most technically comprehensive nutrition products ever to exist. Unlock your potential with Radix. G'day listeners, welcome to the 6th of Barkarati the Sailing Podcast, Sydney to Hobart 2025 race Skeds. We're doing updates twice daily, we have been doing updates twice daily with the great Brett Perry, the Sydney Hobart savant, as he likes to be called, and the great...
don't you named it.
Well, you are, you've been on fire. And then the wonderful Sam Hunt, who's been stepping into Mr. Bice's shoes and best keeping us accountable. He's been giving the real wisdom, the wise man. He's the Yoda of the team.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning is good.
Cuts in. I did say this morning, have I been knocked off my perch? I mean, we've seen it. We've seen it come and we've seen it go.
Wow.
What
a night.
Has Sammy stolen the perch?
I've got to ask a question. So, sitting in the dock, so finished, is currently Celestial by 59 seconds. What a stressful sail up the Derwent that must have been. And then with everyone, do you reckon they would have gone out to celebrate last night, or do you think that they would have just sat there and watched the screens?
I think they would have been in the customs house. Would have been very busy.
They would have been.
We know how it goes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think it was podcast 1. I did say that I tried to rip the steering wheel off one of the boats that I was sailing on and throw it in the water because I could hear customs house partying, and we were 4 hours crossing the line with 1 mile to go. To paint the picture, Celestial was nailing it the whole race, and then we call it the Derwent Devil. The Derwent Devil is past its spell, and they must have been just ooching up that Derwent for 5 hours or so, Sammy.
So they're currently the clubhouse leaders, as they call them, and they are, as you say, Jordan, a minute ahead of Lucky on corrected, which is, wow, what a finish. Literally glassy,
so we're talking about
conditions as they finished.
Division 0, right?
Overall.
Indeed. And they're the leader in the clubhouse, like they're the leading of the boats that have finished, you know?
Yep.
Yes.
So, you reckon it was glassy, you're saying, Sam?
Well, yeah, I saw some pictures of on board, and extremely, like, beautiful sunrise for those watching. But then the supporters would have had no sleep, you know. They would have been waiting up all night, seeing the boat. Oh, maybe they're going to come in at midnight. Maybe they're going to come in at 11 p.m. And no, it's 5:30 in the morning or whatever time they finish. So, yes.
Well, we discussed it yesterday, Sammy. Rule of thumb, sundown. If you don't get to the Derwent Iron Pot by sundown, you've got a big battle on your hands. Having done everything right for the whole race, you can't put any, you can't choose your time that you're going to get there. And unfortunately, that happened. But it's not over. It's not over because they all have to do it. So I guess what we could do is just we've sort of capped on line honours, haven't we? The next part is we're down to Celestial that's finished in 6th on line honours, but we've got No Limit, Callisto, Aragon, Smuggler, and those sort of 50 range boats, all getting pretty close. But they're very slow. Callisto 0.7 of a knot at last tracking update.
Well, as you say, the leaderboard's dominated by Division 6 boats,
yes,
at the moment.
Yes.
And then you look down and there's Division 5 boats, and then there's more Division 6 boats, and then there's, probably the next boat to finish is No Limit. They're sort of out of it. Unfortunately, they're out of it, but Callisto is then after them, and they may be the next leader once they finish, but they've got a battle on their hands. They're doing, what did you say, 0.7 of a knot?
0.7 of a knot at last update with 36 miles to go. And 10:30 we've all been. We've also, the beauty of this. We've done this race so many times. We can say we've all been there, Sam. We've been there at 10:30 at Storm Bay in the morning on a perfect summer morning where there's a light northerly, and you are sheltered by some big mountains down there. And if there's a light northerly blowing or easterly blowing, there's not much going on.
They're looking to try to get around the Rowell. Is their next for Callisto, their next little point that they've got to get round, and they're battling. And as you say, we've all been there. So that's they'll be doing a lot of sail changes. They've got a long morning ahead of them.
The sun's back up though, so wind should come in.
Oh, well, the problem is it is predicted to come in.
Yeah, definitely is.
In a very much a northeasterly direction, and that northeasterly up through that part of the coast is very fickle and very shifty, and you've got to do it right. And so not only are you not sailing, you might be reaching there, but you could get some, shifts where you got to really work hard to stay to the right hand of the run line. Otherwise, you got to tack up from the left to get to the Iron Pot, and it can be quite tricky.
It's spooky around there. It's Port Arthur, going back to our tourism thing that we've got going, that Port Arthur, yeah. What a spooky place, what a historic place that they're going by, Callisto. They don't have time to, they won't be looking in there. They've got no time to go there. They just want to get to the customs house. But, yeah.
So Callisto actually have to finish 2:51 and 38 in Tassie time. So they've got 4.5 hours. What are they?
No, I'm not.
They've got, 36 mile to go. Wow. So
that's only to beat Celestial, right?
Yeah.
That's only to beat in front of the clubhouse leader, Celestial. Yeah. For people who may not understand what we're saying, clubhouse leader obviously is only boats that have finished. So if we're putting the boats that have just finished at the moment, Celestial seems to be holding the position down by 1 minute over Lucky. And these positions that you see in IRC standings, time to beat is time to get up into that podium position as clubhouse leader until all boats are finished. So we were looking at Callisto. Sammy and I were chatting this morning, and we were looking at Callisto as the potential threat. But as it stands at the moment, Sam, it's struggling. The times are closing in. The gap's narrowing. Well, they've got to be there by 2:51 p.m. And it's just narrowed again.
They should get there. Surely they'll get some breeze.
36 miles to go. They're doing 0.7. That was 10 minutes ago.
There might be breeze. What if there's breeze?
Well,
if there's breeze,
but at the moment, my point is their estimated corrected time now is 4 days and 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
With Celestial sitting at we know that is a finished time of 4 days and 7 hours corrected. Mm-hmm. So that's getting closer. And if we go out to and we're looking at IRC, by the way, now, if we look at Borderline, which is your good mate, which is fantastic, and look. Hey, I'm fully stoked that double-handeds are having a presence. I mean, of all awesome. People who's, I'm a double-handed freak. You know that.
Presence. They own the top of might as well just call it double-hander race from now on. If current forecast.
Well, Love and War. We've talked about them as well.
They threw all but two of their crew off. So that's what they've done.
Just to go on Borderline, my friend, I've been chatting to a great Sydney Hobart veteran and legend, Steve Jarvin, who's also a fan of Borderline, and he was saying they're just, they're going to be sailing past the Love and War downwind. They're going to have that advantage. They're a little bit outside of Min River, which is also another competitor in Division 6, which is very well sailed, as we know, and a good team on board. And so there's a bit of leverage there, I think, is what he's trying to say. Maybe they'll get more breeze offshore. Don't know, there's all to play for in Division 6.
What I wanted to allude to here was mentioning the estimated corrected time. Now, this morning when I woke up and I sort of started jumping around with some form of like, oh my God, what's going to happen and what has happened? Their estimated time they've dropped. Min River and Borderline at one stage were 3 days corrected time, 3 days and 20 something hours. So they've dropped another 8 hours. So you can see now it's shortening big time, and there's only 6 hours estimated corrected time between our clubhouse leader and the current leader. So there's not room to move, and no one's extending. It's coming back.
Yes,
so is Celestial still there?
Is Celestial still there? Wild swings.
What about the fact that on the overall currently in IRC, the top 10, excusing Love and War in second place, and as I said, they've pushed all their crew off except for two.
All double-handed.
They're all double-handers. The whole top 10 is double-handers.
Oh, well, it's great.
It's awesome.
It's great. Look, it is. We're gonna. I think we'll see double-handeds in the results. I'm not sure, and
Have to be.
I'm not. I'm not confident with Storm Bay and the Derwent. It plays its cards. It's such a brutal part of the race, isn't it, Sam? In terms of how hard you've worked for 2.5 days, 3 days,
and absolutely, and it can all come undone on the Tassie coast. It's has come a few times for me, but those that looks. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks quite windy this afternoon and evening as it sucks in, and tomorrow morning sucks in front of that. What is it? A southerly sou'wester front, Jordan. You might have had a bit of a look at the weather, but it looks. It's the suck before the blow.
Gardening, so he's been out gardening, so he's been licking the finger and put the finger in the air to see where the wind's coming from.
It's a long way from Storm Bay.
He's also a natural barometer, so he's sort of working it out.
Yeah.
It's gonna be quite windy. They've got to hold it together, and it gets busy on a double-handed boat with spinnakers up. You got a bit on.
I've been watching it, and I agree, but I also believe that with a day and a half, let's call it a day and a half to run, that's 216 miles for borderline in absolute perfect above number conditions. They've got to nail it, and whoever does win this race from now, it's thoroughly deserved. It's huge.
Absolutely. It's going to be good to watch those. That Callisto, as we speak, I think they're up to 7.5 knots. So they've picked up the pace according to my tracker. So that's interesting. Okay. Maybe they got a bit of breeze there.
Oh, and, that's the latest update?
Latest update every 10 minutes, I think it goes. But but it's just interesting to see how the Leon has dropped back a bit, but there's so far to go, as you say, BP. Those positions are really, those positions on the tracker for IRC are very close, within minutes, within the hour, within an hour or two. All those class 6 and class 5 boats, the top 10 are within an hour and a half or something on their projected corrected times, let's call it. So just anything that'll shuffle around a lot.
Just updated the tracker. So you're right. Callisto now showing 9.5 knots.
9.5 knots, 33 miles to go.
Well, and then move forward to No Limit, who's just slightly closer to the finish line. They're doing 0.6 of a knot.
There you go. So, and what I'm saying, what we're seeing here, Sam, and we've done this. Done this many a time. Is you get these little shards of breeze that come in through the gaps. The needles, if you like, aren't one mountain. There's just a bunch of these little high bits that come up and they sort of jag up into the air, and these little gaps everywhere, and you do get these little bullets.
Yeah.
And at time of recording each update, it doesn't mean you're doing 9.5 knots for that entire time. It could be just a little gust,
No, it's great. Yeah, it's fickle. It's shards of breeze. Great way to describe it. Awesome.
Thanks, Sammy. Javelins of air.
I'm trying to see what the weather is in the river, if they've got any breeze.
No, they haven't. It's like 4 or 5 knots. But again, it's 4 or 5 knots from the northeast, which is tough.
I'm looking at a picture from top of Mount Wellington, and it's super light, super patchy. That's challenging what they've got to come. But one thing I wanted to mention was the line honors. Did you see some of the interviews with our friend Craig Garnett on the Comanche?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, they did say there'd been an injury to one of their bowmen. He's cracked some ribs or something.
Craig or
Craig Garnett.
Smitty?
Garnett. Yeah,
he's okay.
So I think he was okay.
Well, he's a tough little nut, the angry ant.
and Will Parker came out of his bunk.
It was Will, was it?
So, yeah. So maybe had a little too much Christmas pudding and broke the bunk string. I don't know.
Too much training for the Star campaign.
Yes. And another one that it was interesting to see was David Witt. Let's not forget Scallywag. They finished third over the line.
They've had a cracking race.
Pretty good effort, but he looked a bit tired and sore after the race, and he said to the media, "That's it, I'm done." What do we take from that? Like, he's done 27 Hobarts. Will he be back?
I'm not saying.
When you have this race, it's so emotionally draining, and Customs House can have a definite effect on your overall judgment and feelings. Can be quite emotional in there.
Yeah,
he's setting it up for conversation for the media for next year. Oh, he told us he's done. He's never coming back. It's a media story for next year. That's what it is.
That's true. Didn't look at it with a long view like that.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what are we looking at? We're looking at Callisto. We need to watch Callisto for all those listening.
They can't lose. Callisto can't lose.
Oh,
there we go.
Oh my God.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Oh mate. Jay, you have to do this race one day.
Oh, what are you fucking talking about?
They have got a good squad on board.
Short memory.
Dean Barker. Imagine Dean
I know
Barker.
you've done it, but like this race, this part of where they are is just it's brutal, and it's going to be. It comes down to luck, and as I said,
exactly. That's what I said last night. That's where I go to sleep, have a nice long nap, and wake up to do my work when the wind comes.
In the Customs House.
Yeah. and then we'll be watching. And then we'll be watching the class. All those boats coming down the coast as they go today.
Yeah. I mean,
see how
it's a given. It's a given that they're going to hold the top positions, the top 10, 15 positions from now until the corner.
Yeah.
It's what happens. After that. Now, I'm looking here at Love and War has just taken the lead.
Oh, wow. Yeah. There
Love
they go.
and War has just taken the lead in the update.
Yes.
Speed over the ground 7.9 knots. With 211 miles to go. Borderline is literally 2 miles behind them.
Mm.
So, yeah, it's and to put this into context, Love and War have to finish by 6:47 tomorrow night.
Wow, it's hard to imagine.
It's hard to imagine not doing that. Just smoking down the coast. It's not that far.
Oh, look, in a straight line, it's easy. It's straight line and perfect conditions. It's easy. But 211 miles in 30 hours. And they've done 400 miles in 3.5 days.
Yeah, but now they got a tailwind.
Oh, yeah. No, now they've got breeze behind.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. So what was your average? You were talking 6 knots. In 24 hours?
Well, yeah. Look, you work on numbers for deliveries. I mean, when you're doing deliveries, and people don't sort of take that into consideration. You're trying to get somewhere, and if you can do 6 knots, 145 miles, 144 miles in 24 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's always a number that's stuck in my head that if a boat sitting on 6 knots, it's 144 miles.
Right.
So you look at what they've got to try and achieve here. They've got to do 211. They're doing 8 knots at the moment over the ground.
So 192 miles.
They're not doing it now. That's in a perfect straight line with winds.
Good numbers.
With winds coming from behind them. Now they've got to turn the corner. They've got to go through the nighttime zone. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be bloody cool to watch.
Yeah. No, this race. The big media giants might have packed up their cameras and microphones, but
not us, mate. Not us.
We'll follow along.
That's embarrassing that they have. Yeah, embarrassing.
I don't know. I don't watch much of the mainstream media, but yeah, this is going to be a good battle,
and that's
it's good
why
to see.
They're not focused on the real thing. Like I heard talking about the race winner on the radio. I was driving in my car, and the radio said the race winner's in. And I said, no, it's not. I explained quite clearly to the radio that it was not.
And did the radio listen?
Never does. Never does.
Yeah.
My radio is biased to my wife. I can't work it out.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a good race.
Absolutely, and all to play for.
So what I think we'll do, boys, what I think the perfect scenario for going forward with this is it's a long time that's going to play out. Come back this Savo. We'll try and get Mr. Bice in for a quick chat as well and just get some sense of what it was like out there and how rough it got and the mood on the boat, because we'll know then whether they're still in the lead. And then I reckon we'll leave it 24 hours and come back the following night once it should all be decided, because all those boats need to finish by then. And that'll be the best way to sort of have the full proper roundup of what we call the Sydney to Hobart. What do you reckon, lads?
I like it. Sounds like a good idea.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
Cool.
I'm still looking at I'm still looking at this Celestial Lucky finish uncorrected. It's like literally 59 seconds or something, 50 something seconds. Uncorrected time.
If you look at David Chapman's Instagram, it was absolutely glass at the finish. So it would have been hard.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Very cool.
All right. Well, I guess that's sort of it for now. We've got just a quick look at Bachanal, which was one of the boats that we sort of had a little eye on. Distance to go, 170. They're only doing 6 knots.
Okay, well, so 170. So they're doing 7 knots, they'd make it.
That's as I said, if it's a straight line and downwind to the finish line.
It's 164 miles if you're doing 7 knots.
Well, you got to jibe and do all this stuff.
Easy. Easy. On my simulator on the computer, it doesn't take any time.
No, I've been sailing around the world for the last 5 years. It's easy.
Your run aground in Argentina is not being sailing around the world, mate.
Oh, I'm still banging into the Argentinian coast, am I?
All right, lads, let's revisit. But yeah, it's exciting. It's all down to the overall winner now. Lots to be playing
Great for the race. Great for the race. Not like the cricket over in 2 days. This thing's going all the way to the end.
Cool. Yeah.
All
right. Sailing's the winner, boys.
All right. We'll be back soon. Thanks, everyone.
Cheers.
See ya.